I quickly headed back to my locker and got my things before waiting for Naomi and Suzu.
Hey, are you ready to go?
Actually, my dad's picking me up.
Really? Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. We'll drive home together next time. Tell your dad that we've got you covered from now on.
Yeah, alright.
Even while I laughed, something didn't seem right. My dad texted me to say he was going to pick me up. Why? Had I done something wrong? Aside from beat up Lizette? I didn't know. I waved goodbye to Naomi and Suzu before heading off to my usual spot where my dad picks me up. I took the time to listen to my music while I waited.
I need to go to another Rise of the Phoenix concert.
Eventually, I had played the entire album with no one showing up.
But hey, that's never late, especially not this late.
I quickly dialed my dad's number again, and as soon as I pressed call, it disconnected and read a signal disconnection error message.
What the? No signal error? How do I not have a signal?
I double-checked my phone and saw all 5 bars for signal.
You must be in a dead zone.
Before I could finish, a group of hands grabbed at my hands,
Hey!
feet, and covered, yeah.
Don't dirty up Malix's prey.
Ah!
It was a shiver down my spine. Send shivers down your spine. It whispered
You're
in my
coming
ear.
with me, Miss Anderson.
That was definitely not something I wanted to hear. I was taken on a bus in a van to an unknown land, and it wasn't the chocolate factory of Willy Wonka, which is kind of sad. All I knew was that I was in trouble. Darkness. Numb. I'd become so numb, I can't feel you there. I've become so tired, but so much more aware. Yeah. And then the wrap around my eyes was removed, and my bonds were cut, and took a while for my eyes to adjust, and who I found in the office I was surrounded by doubles, including Malix, who was smirking at me.
Nicely done! I'm sure those little shits.
Shut up, annoying orange. I'm not here for you right now.
When they realize you didn't return to your precious little mansion, they'll.
Blah blah.
He put the gum between the skin between my eyes, and it would have been scary if we hadn't been through this like 60 million times.
Funny when they find your dead body instead.
Fido!
We've been in one fight already. What's another one?
No way! No way was I gonna let myself be a victim of this!
I will.
What are you whimpering? Are you praying that the boys will come and save you?
Not exactly.
Thanks for making me a fighter! Anyway, I closed my eyes and took a breath before snapping up to one leg and sweeping my foot across Malix's face. You got some dust on your face, man. Here, let me sweep it off.
Kablooey!
Malix moved to the side and rolled, rubbing his cheek in complete shock. I could feel Eris step back away from me, leaving me to look at Malix and shake my foot out from the hit. Malix quickly hopped up and growled at me, obviously surprised, but irritated beyond belief.
You little bitch! You think you're tough, huh? Well, I'll show you your place. Come here!
Malix charged at me, dropping the gun so he would never hurt that would never hurt me to the floor and reached my face. However, I quickly crouched down and swept my leg in front of me, knocking Malix down once again. God, this warehouse is so dirty! I rolled back away from the fallen devil and glared as I rose back up to my feet.
Just 'cause I'm human doesn't mean I can't kick your ass.
I placed my hands in front of me before sliding over to Malix and slamming the tip of my foot into his head. One of the devils around us tried to step in, but Eris held out her arms, stopping them.
No! Stay out of it! Let Malix deal with it!
As commanded! The devils that surrounded us stood away from the fight. The group watching us was lost in intrigue as I stood up to the leader, and I kicked him, and he blocked me with his arms, and I brought a foot up before slamming it down on his chest. I definitely heard a river tube crack at the impact, causing Malix to lose his breath. What I didn't expect was him grabbing my leg and pulling it out from under me. I fell to the ground, and I hit the floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor! With a loud thud. I felt pain in my arms, and it ran through my body at the impact my body had taken. I tried to push off, but the pain forced me to stay down. Malix took that chance to roll on top of me and pin me down, glaring and smirking at me evilly. As I tried to get him off, the futility of the situation dawned on me. I was fighting a devil. I was just a human. I wasn't magical, nor was I special. I wasn't going to beat him.
It's useless, woman. You're as good as dead. Bet you regret trying to fight me in the first place now.
Fear began to consume me. Oh, for the love of God, someone please find me, I prayed. I hoped I wouldn't have to keep fighting. I was becoming desperate.
You have major balls trying to fight me. You're not even a man. You're a puny woman who's about to get what's coming to her.
What made everyone in the warehouse drop our fighting faces was the screeching of police sirens coming closer to our location. Malix smirked even wider.
It's time to have fun, boys. Make sure you kill them all.
The devils all seemed to get excited and started to walk past us to meet up with the cops, but a loud finger snap stopped them and made them turn around. Malix and I looked to see Eris with her hand in the air post-snap.
Eris? What are you doing?
Enough, Malix. We've wasted enough time in this stupid town. I'm getting out of here and I'm taking the rest with me.
I didn't know whether to laugh or not. I bit my tongue as Malix got angry again.
Like hell you are. Boys, do as I say, or else.
None of the boys moved. Eris snapped her fingers again, causing the boys to rush back past her and out another way from the warehouse.
Malix, it's over. You can't even beat a human girl. You're losing your powers. Lower devils only follow higher-ups that actually have power.
Shut your mouth!
Malix summoned his gun from his hand and shot multiple times at Eris, who somehow managed to teleport away from the shooting line and reappear by us. She shook her head, letting out a sigh, before grabbing Malix by the neck and pulling him off of me. Malix started to choke as Eris stared at him coldly.
All this for a bunch of pretty boys. You must be stupid and desperate.
Eris looked at me, making me tense up.
Human, I suggest heading home to your pretty boys. You don't want to get involved in a supernatural investigation. It's a pain in the ass.
She then turned back to Malix, glaring daggers into him as he glared back at her.
You really think women are weak? Let me fix that, sweetie.
And with that, Eris vanished into the shadows, taking Malix with her. As I was left alone, the police siren stopped. I looked over to the open passage to see the incubi with a large police siren megaphone, staring at me in surprise.
Where is he? I swear I'm gonna...
He's gone. Eris took him and left. They won't be coming back.
It was all so surreal. I was helped by a devil, but I quickly shook off the feeling. I was alive, and that was all that mattered. I fought to stay alive, and there I was. The boys tried to question me, but James cleared his throat, catching the attention of the brothers and me.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
Altogether, we began to walk out of the warehouse back home. There was no way in hell anyone was going to find out about this. It was over. Malix was gone and the boys were finally safe. A wave of relief ran through my body and the thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a pang of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malix was defeated. That was our deal. As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down my heart. It was late, but the boys led me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
I looked at Damien, knowing he could read my mind, and frowned. I didn't want him to know my thoughts on the situation.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I just wanted to end tonight. Too much had happened and I felt dizzy just trying to figure it out. However, Damien spoke up, stopping all of us from moving.
Should we be gone in the morning?
The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered their deal and were now awaiting me to decide their fate. However, I knew my answer. I couldn't keep them here. I knew I couldn't. They were demons and I was a human. I needed to deal with my own life beyond anything else. If they boys stayed in my life would only become more complicated.
I think that would be best.
Just get out of here, you stupid animal! James nodded in agreement, keeping a professional tone in his voice as he replied to me.
Then we will be gone before you wake, miss. Thank you for letting us...
I didn't mean to cut him off!
James gets Mike Wazowski'd once again.
I'm sorry.
I could feel the upset emotions of the incubi reverberate in the room. But I couldn't change my mind. I had too much going on in my life to let them stay, no matter how much I wanted to. Besides, they needed to go to the Bahamas, because that's obviously where they're going. They're just going on a trip to the Bahamas, so they'll be back eventually.
It was a pleasure to have served you, beautiful lady.
It was hard watching each boy turn away from me for the last time. I stood there, waiting for them all to leave the lobby.
I guess this is goodbye. Yeah. Have a good one.
I stuck to my guns. I knew I was making the right choice.
Thank you for having us, miss. Maybe we'll see each other again.
You know what this is like?
What?
This is like when you would go to Neopets and you would try to send your Neopet to the adoption center, and they would guilt trip the hell out of you for it. Like each button would be like, please don't leave me, please don't.
Oh yeah.
No, don't make me go. Like that was the hugest guilt trip ever. That's what this makes me think of. Just like with each boy, it's just like more and more guilt trip. Maybe not.
Goodbye.
And I will always love you. As Damien left my sight, I finally let in the air that I was denying into my body and sighed. My life would return to normal. Well, as normal as it could be. However, I was smarter and wiser than before. I knew of things beyond humanity now. I had come to learn about the boys, and about the existence of the supernatural. I wasn't blind to what was beyond human life. Learning of this had made me more open-minded. I nodded to myself before heading into my room, closing the door and mentally allowing the reality of the situation to sink in. Tomorrow I had school. No devils to kidnap me. No incubi to wake up with. I went to bed that night, accepting and not regretting anything. Or so I had hoped.
You are an interesting creature.
How are you gonna interfere with my life this time?
I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down at me with a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth.
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
I could only stare up at the woman above me. I still felt weak, not having the strength to fight or move her off. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement.
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known as she let the smirk grow onto her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Before I could bite her hand in anger, She removed her hand from my lips, standing up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. I quickly sat up and glared daggers at the intruder.
Who the hell are you and why are you in my room?
The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her with one punch, but I waited for her answer.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
Diana? Demon?
You're a demon?
I am, but I'm much more than just an average demon.
What do you mean?
Silly girl. I'm a succubus.
I stared at Diana in shock. A succubus? First incubi, now a succubus? Great, I have now met both genders of sex demons. Diana crossed her arms under her bosom and looked at my body.
Well, you are pretty. But you seem very reckless. Too reckless.
I moved out and stood up for the bed, still glaring at Diana.
Why are you here?
Well, I came here to clean up what the boys clearly forgot to clean. Men. So sloppy.
What do you mean by that?
I mean erasing your memories, sweetie.
I mean I'm a misandrist. This woman wasn't serious, was she? She comes into my room and spouts this. This was ridiculous. I began to walk toward my door, wanting to leave the room. The boys could get rid of her. I had no mind about dealing with her myself.
The boys are gone, sweetie.
I froze in place. What? They were already gone? No way. I turned to Diana, glaring hard at her as she kept a smirk to me.
You're lying.
Am I? If you want to go see for yourself, you can, but I promise you'll be wasting your time.
I stared, trying to find any hint if she was lying. She had to be. The boys wouldn't just go up and leave without resting first, right? Diana crossed her arms and waited for me to make a choice. I decided to believe her for now. I'd find some hint in this conversation.
What do you mean, take my memories?
Well, we demons can't have just anyone knowing about us. You have to completely devote your soul to learning about us. And even then, it's not always guaranteed that you can be granted knowledge of us.
What makes me not deserve to know everything? I was attacked by devils. I found the boys in my house wounded and sheltered them. I think I deserve to remember those moments.
Diana let out a laugh, running a hand through her hair before looking back to me, amused.
You were attacked by a gang and were almost killed. You found 5 homeless men and let them stay in your home. There's nothing special about either of these instances.
Yes, there was.
A human like you can't understand the rules. The boys themselves aren't even aware of the rules. They'll learn soon enough.
That's not ominous at all.
Diana flipped her hair before looking to me with a stern look.
Listen, sweetie. You're not going back to bed or leaving this house with those memories. I'm taking them from you one way or another.
I glared, standing my ground.
You're not taking my memories. I'm not letting you.
And what do you plan to do with them, huh? Tell the press? Gossip to your friends that demons exist? Confess to your parents that you had demon servants and were almost killed by a devil gang?
Yeah, that'd go over real well.
Now she was making me mad. Did she seriously think I was this stupid? These memories were precious to me, and I wasn't going to let her win over my mind.
These memories are important to me. I know that other creatures exist. I know that magic exists. I'm more open-minded now.
Open-minded or gullible?
That makes no sense.
What does she mean by that? The point of being open-minded was to be open to all thought. How was that anything close to being gullible?
There is nothing to learn from remembering the boys that won't bring trouble. I'm merely saving you from that. There are more than just demons who want to keep their existence a secret. There are many creatures in this world that don't want to be known of, and you remembering a small fragment is not acceptable to them without good reason.
Diana smirked.
If you would have kept the boys, or at least had one of them around, they'd be a little more lenient to listen to your pleas. However, you're about to go into tomorrow without any of them around.
I couldn't believe my ears. There were more than just demons. Other fictional creatures existed. There was a system. What? Diana sighed and snapped her fingers, lifting my body up from the ground with her magic.
Look, I can kill you and no longer waste what little time I have, or I can erase your memories and go on with my life. I have more important things to do above arguing with you.
I looked down at the ground.
Hi, Satan.
To see something that made every nerve in my body quickly quake in fear. On the ground was a large open mouth with sharp, wet teeth, leading to an empty black abyss. I could feel the heat from the mouth's breath pant against my floating body. Finally, we'll be vored. I looked at Diana, who was looking at me with a stern and almost heartless gaze. How could you be so heartless?
Why you gotta be so rude?
Make a choice,
I was going
sweetie.
Kanye West.
Give up your memories, or be a demon
Wait,
snack.
yeah, that was Kanye. Yeah.
I warn you, he's quite the biter.
I was panicking. I was about to die. Again. The boys weren't here to protect me. What was I going to do? Yeah, just give up the memories. Just do it, bruh. My mind began to wander. Were these memories truly worth my life? I remembered the way the boys helped organize the house party and helped me come home after Alex's ordeal. But then I remembered. I'm only human. I wasn't a demon. I wasn't special. The world of magic was too large for me. I already had a world to face without magic being involved. I felt a wave of sadness run through me, replaying the memories of all that had happened in the last few days before speaking up.
Fine. Take my memories.
I couldn't keep them. They were beyond my world. They were beyond what I needed to know. I was never meant to know of them. Diana nodded.
Glad you understand now.
The pit beast below me closed its jaws, vanishing into nothing as I was lowered to the ground. I stood up straight and looked to Diana, resolved. Diana sighed before closing her hand and muttering Latin phrases under her breath, loud enough for me to barely hear. She then opened her hand and revealed a small purple vial.
What is that?
A memory potion. It will remove all of the memories of demons and magic from your mind.
How do
With
I
the memories
explain
gone,
this?
you can live your life as free as you want.
I was looking for Janos mouse pads, and I found one that was an Opie mouse pad. Only instead of Opie, it was eggs with Saitama's face on them. And it said it was on their store. So I went to the store, Envy, and it's gone. I missed the pre-order by like 6 months. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I want this so bad. Anyway, hi Diana.
What about the boys?
I have a spell for them. As soon as you drink that potion, you sign your contract with me, and I will take the boys back to where they belong.
Will they remember me?
I'll make sure they won't. They won't even remember ever thinking about coming to the human world.
Why didn't you use it before now? Why do I have to drink it knowingly?
Because demon magic isn't black and white, dear. The one catch is that the potion has to be drunk with full natural consent, so I can't just slip it into your chocolate milk or pour it into your mouth as you sleep. That's the downside of good succubus magic.
So I'll be...
a plain, boring human. No potential, no abilities, no memories to even have abilities. You'll be a plain Jane girl in a plain Jane world.
I nodded before looking to the vial, my memory in exchange for my humanity. I popped the cork of the vial and gingerly brought it to my lips. Goodbye, magic. Goodbye, demons. Goodbye, strange future. Hello, normalcy. I tilted my head back and chugged the drink down and feeling its magic already starting to work its work and stuff inside the out of my mouth. I felt dizzy and sick. but I sucked down every last drop of the liquid. I felt the memories of the boys fade away. I never met them in my house when I moved in. I never was attacked by Malxor's goons. I was never kidnapped. I never met Diana. So I finished drinking. I felt my body grow weak, almost becoming unable to stand up, continue standing up. My vision was blurred and fuzzy, and I couldn't help but let my eyes shut. I asked for this. I wouldn't have the boys protecting me anymore. I didn't even open my eyes when I finally fell forward into Diana's arms.
It's for your own good, sweetie. Forget about it and be normal. I'm sorry.
I felt my mind slowly relax. There were no demons, no devils, no magic to drive me crazy. Everything was normal. Everything was peaceful. Everything was ordinary. Just the way Diana wanted. Just the way I wanted. 0 results for Jano's mousepad. This is bullshit. Eventually the morning arrived and the sun screamed at me to get up. Surprisingly, I woke up before my alarm clock, which was nice. I stretched out and quickly got dressed, getting ready for school. I went over in my mind what had happened in the weekend, suddenly feeling wary.
I had moved in Friday night, held a house party Saturday, and enjoyed my day Sunday. Yep, sounds about right.
I scooped up my empty bag and headed downstairs to the dining room. The room was empty and I felt hungry. I needed to eat something. I looked at my phone and saw a text that I must have completely forgotten about.
Dude, are you okay? Did the drive home yesterday go okay with your dad?
I tried to remember, but for some reason yesterday's events seemed blurry and almost blank. I remembered going to school, dealing with Lizette, and then going home. However, I don't remember ever being picked up by him.
I must have been, or else I wouldn't be safe at home.
I rubbed my head, trying to shake out the exhaustion. Damn studying. I sighed and texted back.
Sorry, I forgot to text you back. Everything was fine. See you when you get here.
I made myself some toast and coffee, needing a jump start. I felt drained and did not want to fall asleep in class. Something bothered me, though. My house felt empty, or at least emptier than when I came for some reason. Reason! I couldn't put my finger on it, but it slightly bothered me.